Now at 5, Carthage floriculture students are using the skills they've learned and applying it to the real world. Plus, Watered Gardens in Joplin cuts the ribbon on a new thrift store. And
Vice President Vance and Ukrainian President Zelensky meet in Europe as talks to end the war between Russia and Ukraine get underway. I'm Erica Brown at the White House with more and President Trump's latest executive order on school funding and vaccines.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, Baxter Springs, Kansas has a new assistant police chief. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Anthony Saviello. Corky Hicks is a Columbus, Kansas graduate. He started his law enforcement career in 2013 with the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office and then served the Columbus and Galena communities with their police departments. In 2017, he was named the Traffic Safety Officer of the Year by the Galena Police Department. And last year, he joined the Baxter Springs Police Department, where he was promoted to detective in December, before now becoming the city's new assistant police chief, a role he's now active in. Let's go ahead and check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at weather.
Hey, and we finally got above freezing for us today. So we've done a good amount of melting of sleet and snow that we got a couple days ago. Temperatures are into the 40s, and we're not going to drop off too much as we go through the overnight hours. Southerly winds kicking in, so that's going to keep our temperatures up just a bit. So we'll kind of hang lower 40s, cloudy skies, couple showers popping up late tonight. But our next storm system is rotating in and will start to affect us late tonight into tomorrow, with chances for rain increasing, but also we're going to have some chances for snow on the backside. So we're going to break this down and talk about next week's system as well here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, see you soon. Watered Gardens celebrated its new Marketplace thrift store in Joplin today with a ribbon cutting. The store is set to open tomorrow to the public. It's a thrift store boutique mix with money earned going towards the Ministry of Watered Gardens to help those in need. The workers will include those who they've helped get back on their feet in their current workshop.
Well, this is a great opportunity for someone who has demonstrated through their time working and partnering in our workshop, as they've demonstrated reliability, we can now bring them over here and further develop their skills and their job training so that they're even more equipped to go out on their own and find employment elsewhere in the community over time.
The store is located on West 2nd Street. Tomorrow is its grand opening weekend with live music and refreshments. Carthage High School floriculture students are busy all year creating bouquet arrangements, and this time of year during Valentine's Day is especially busy. Today they're delivering bouquets they made door to door at Carthage High School and even to others outside of school. In their floriculture class, they've learned to make everything from boutonnieres to corsages to bud vases. 2 floriculture students are even taking what they've learned in class and bringing it into the real world. One of the students helps make bouquets for her family business, and another student was inspired to work for a local flower shop where she can continue honing her skills.
I help process the flowers every week. This week I worked every day and I've stayed extra late to help make arrangements because, it's Valentine's week. We have a lot of stuff to do. I help make arrangements. I take phone call orders. I take in-person orders.
Well, she hopes to study horticulture in college and continues to work with plants. The Toy Scout crew, also seen on MeTV, is in town at the Homewood Suite in Joplin. The event is looking for individuals who want to trade in unwanted vintage toys and collectibles from the 1980s and older. Each customer will sit with the representative to negotiate a price for the item, and if an agreement is reached, they will be paid in a cash reward.
We're buying toys from the 1980s and older. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, old Tonka trucks, old Barbies, old comic books from the 1970s and older, old baseball cards from the 1960s and older. There's just such a long list of things that we buy.
Schreifer says you can also go to toyscout.com to get more information on what items the company buys. President Trump had Vice President J.D. Vance meet with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky during a conference in Germany of allies defending Ukraine in its war with Russia. The Trump administration is pushing for Ukraine and Russia to settle on a peace deal. Erica Brown has more details from the White House.
The Ukrainian delegation led
Vice President J.D. Vance met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the Munich Security Conference, pressing President Trump's plan to end the war Russia started with Ukraine.
It's important for us to get together and start to have the conversations that are going to be necessary to bring this thing to a close.
President Zelensky said that the meeting went well and there will be more to follow.
To prepare the plan, how to stop Putin and finish the war. We want peace very much, but we need real security guarantees, and we will continue our meetings.
Trump administration officials have said this week that Ukraine may have to concede land lost to Russia and its ambition to join NATO.
We want the war to come to a close. We want the killing to stop, but we want to achieve a durable, lasting peace, not the kind of peace that's going to have Eastern Europe in conflict just a couple years down the road.
Back at the White House, President Trump continued his blitz of executive orders, signing one aimed at pulling funding for schools requiring COVID-19 vaccines. And Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency's campaign to slash government is also full speed ahead, with thousands of the newest federal workers getting pink slips.
We've also begun the process of canceling a significant number of contracts. And as far as the layoffs go, I don't have the exact number, but yes, those will be forthcoming.
Friday afternoon, the attorneys general for New York and Connecticut announced they were suing to stop DOJ from accessing Americans' private information stored at the Treasury Department. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Trump was asked Friday who he blamed for the war between Russia and Ukraine, and he replied that plenty of people to blame and reiterated the war would not have started under his administration. Still ahead, being honest about finances.
Around 40% of Americans are unfaithful when it comes to their finances. I'm Cristian Benavides with the results of a new survey.
And next in Health Watch, are you regretting some of that ink? How specialists are helping fix those bad decisions. Topping today's Health Watch, for many, tattoos are a form of creative expression, but they are also something people can regret. CBS's Danya Bacchus shows us how one program is helping people remove bad decisions.
With a quick and steady zapping sound, Dr. Robert Reese is performing what his patients call a life-changing procedure, one that Reina Alexandra Garcia says has given her a second chance.
A lot of doors have been opening. It feels very amazing.
For years, Reina had a clown face tattoo and other ink on her face and neck.
I used to get tattoos when I was going through so much pain.
The reminders of that pain are slowly fading thanks to tattoo removal services through Homeboy Industries in Los Angeles, a program dedicated to rehabilitation of former gang members. Dr. Reese is a UCLA health physician and volunteer.
Our mission here is to remove things that would prevent you from getting a job. Clearly, tattoos on your face would do.
He says the laser breaks down permanent ink particles into smaller particles so the immune system can safely remove them from the body.
We take 10, 12 treatments. It depends a lot on the density of the ink. Also depends on the color of the ink. Certain colors are more difficult. We have a cooling machine that helps decrease the pain because it produces a lot of heat.
Tattoo removal usually costs thousands of dollars, but it's done here at Homeboy Industries for free. And while it's a long and painful process, the clients say it's worth it.
I feel like as it's coming off, I'm healing.
Desiree Marufo has been going to Dr. Reese for 2.5 years to remove the tattoos of her abuser.
He put his face, he put his name, any kind of marks that he could leave besides the beatings.
Marks now a part of her past, allowing her and others to make room for their future. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Homeboy Industries was started in 1988. Its tattoo removal is the most popular and critical service for the program's participants. Coffee Memorial Blood Center is facing a critical blood shortage with donations dropping because of an increase in flu cases and winter weather. Kenyon Cavazos shares why donating blood is important during this critical time.
So it takes 150 blood donations a day to support our area hospitals, but now that we're down, we actually need to bring in like maybe double that, 200 to 300 a day for the next several days to get caught back up and to make sure our inventory is where it needs to be to have a stable blood supply.
Brad Duggan says they currently have just a 1 to 2 day blood supply when they usually keep 4 to 5 days on hand, with flu season and winter weather keeping donors away. A new study suggests what's in your mouth could be contributing to mental decline later in life. Scientists at the University of Exeter in England say the environment in your mouth that lets bacteria grow may cause loss of brain functioning, leading to dementia in later life. The researchers studied mouth bacteria of 120 patients. They found about half of them had mild cognitive impairment, which may increase someone's risk for dementia. The study says so far researchers have only made links of bacteria to cognitive health and not direct proof that some bacteria actually causes mental decline. A little later, are you being honest with your partner about your finances?
Plus, we got some more snow chances tomorrow and also next week. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, at least we got above freezing for us today. We got to do a lot of melting across the region. Temperatures into the 40s. Very windy, though. We've had those southerly winds gusting 20 to 30 at times. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Through the evening, couple hit and miss showers, but in general, we kind of hang into the lower 40s. We're not going to drop off very much tonight. Our southerly winds are going to keep our temperatures up, so we don't have to deal with sub-freezing temperatures across the region, which is good. Winds stay kind of strong tonight. They'll come down tomorrow, and then they'll pick up again out of the north by tomorrow evening as we get another cold front that drops through, which means our temperatures are going to go back down once we get into the latter half of Saturday. Not a whole bunch going on right now. We do have a couple little showers across the northeastern parts of Oklahoma, but rain chances will really start to increase late tonight into the daytime hours for us tomorrow. But mainly tonight, just clouds, a couple random showers. Let me take you through time. Temperatures, they back down upper 30s to near 40 degrees. As we go through the morning, we most likely warm to about 50 or 51. Showers will develop by the noon hour, and then the colder air is going to surge in. So we'll have periods of showers through the day, but by 6 p.m., this should switch over to light snow. It doesn't look like it's going to be heavy, and it will be kind of choppy. So light snow for maybe a couple hours, and then we'll push out. Here's 10:30 p.m. Clouds will start to break by Sunday morning, but we drop back into the teens. And then Sunday afternoon, we only recover into the upper 20s for highs. All right, snow potential tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be very thick, but we're just going to keep it under an inch. There may be some higher amounts in central Missouri, but I think most of us who do get snow tomorrow will be a dusting upwards to an inch of snow. Here's a breakdown. Your weekend, 50 and dropping Saturday, high of only 29 on Sunday. Of course, we'll have those light snow showers on Saturday evening. Let's go into next week. That's interesting as well. By Tuesday morning, Arctic air surging in will be hanging out near freezing, and sleet and snow will start to develop. I really think the rain's going to stay to our south, but from Joplin south, mainly sleet and snow. That brings the numbers down, and then Joplin north, mainly snow. We'll have to see how this shifts north or south over the next couple days, but periods of snow Tuesday into Tuesday night. But look at our overnight lows. I mean, we're going to be dropping down near zero, highs into the teens, even some snow showers on Wednesday. So next week is going to be bitterly cold. I'll start putting amounts on this system tomorrow. I usually do it 3 days out, but accumulations are very likely. Mainly snow north of Joplin, mainly sleet and snow south of Joplin. So a lot to watch over the next week. 50 tomorrow, 29 on Sunday, 42 on Monday. We're going to put Tuesday a possible alert day as several inches as possible. 28, and then look at our highs, 17 and 18. So it's that Arctic air is going to be real stiff.
Yeah, and it's important to keep yourself safe when those cold air comes
Absolutely.
through. Yeah. All right, thanks, Doug. Coming up, the science behind your phone contributing to hardships in your relationship. Topping today's Consumer Watch, it's Valentine's Day, and a new survey shows couples are not always honest when it comes to money. Christiane Benavides shows us the numbers behind financial infidelity.
Let me ask you, have you guys always been open and honest with each other about your finances?
That's easy. She's the CFO of the house.
Corliss and Maurice Jenkins say for more than 40 years, they've been hand in hand when it comes to money.
I tell him when he can spend and when he can't, and when he needs to pull back.
But many couples are not open about their finances. According to a survey from the personal finance site Bankrate, 40% of Americans in a relationship have committed financial infidelity.
We're talking about secret spending, secret debt, secret bank accounts, secret credit cards. The secrets are the problem.
Ted Rossman is a senior industry analyst with Bankrate and says overspending is the most common secret, and 45% of Americans believe financial secrets are as bad as physical infidelity.
It's still better to come clean sooner rather than later. People are generally pretty forgiving about this.
The survey also found a majority of couples, 62%, keep at least some of their money in a separate bank account.
We do, trust each other.
That's the case for Dayron Infante and Laura Enriquez, who've been together for 13 years. She admits to being an avid online shopper.
Get a lot of packages.
Oh, I have a whole super Target in my lawn and in my porch.
But it doesn't lead to fights because they're open about their spending.
We don't ever want to be fighting about money. I'm just not going to do that.
The couple says they don't want money to come between them. Christiane Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach.
Younger people are more likely to lie about money. The survey found 67% of Gen Zers have committed financial infidelity. Well, on this Valentine's Day, many Americans are finding there's a third wheel in their relationships, the cell phone. Health and science journalist Catherine Price says phones often get in the way of our most important relationships and can trigger a dopamine release each time we check it. In her best-selling book, How to Break Up with Your Phone, she recommends a digital Sabbath to help reset your relationship with technology.
The digital Sabbath is just a 24-hour break from your phone, which I recommend trying it's Friday. Do it tonight. It's Valentine's Day. If you're going out on a date with a loved one.
I love that.
Then put your phone away, leave it at home, and actually connect with the person. But what I realized when I was writing the book is I wanted to create an actual solution. So there's actually a 30-day plan in the book that walks you through the steps of this phone breakup.
Price also advises parents delay access to smartphones and social media for their teens and provide kids with a family loaner phone that they can use and give back. Final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, we go on the road in South Dakota to learn about a bedtime ritual for a happy marriage. Then on KOAM News at 6, we'll have more on the floriculture students from Carthage, Missouri, plus major upgrades taking place on Pittsburgh State's campus. And John Dales has a preview from undefeated Galena boys basketball. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Well, it's a good time for one anteater at the Roger Williams Park Zoo in Rhode Island. Her name, Delilah. Her special Valentine's Day surprise was a heart-shaped chocolate box repurposed as a puzzle feeder. Zookeepers filled the box with hard-boiled eggs, her favorite treat. Well, at least it warmed up a little bit for us on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, not too bad. A lot of clouds across the region, and as we go into tonight, the clouds will thicken up. We're only going to drop back to the upper 30s, but showers pick up for us tomorrow, especially late morning into the early afternoon. Then switching over to some light snow tomorrow evening. If we see accumulations, they should be under an inch. Cold on Sunday. We have all Arctic air next week, and then possible alert day on Tuesday for snow and sleet across the region, which is going to be a bigger system.
Yeah, just in time for the snowman that we built probably over the week to melt and then refreeze and then melt again. So, all right. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. Have a great evening.